Okay, if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, you are going to absolutely love what I have for you today. I found this newspaper article written on November 2nd, 1970, and it looks like this was in Phoenix. Oh, actually, this came from Toronto. Okay, you're going to love this article. It's about Led Zeppelin, and it's this basically a critic's discussion about Led Zeppelin and in 1970 and where they were. Anyway, you're going to love this. So here's the headline. Led Zeppelin attains gold largely on past performance, by Peter Goddard. Just in case anyone is unaware of just who is the biggest, quote, who of all in pop music, consider Led Zeppelin. In a recent poll taken in England by Melody Maker magazine, Led Zeppelin toppled the Beatles as the most popular group. It was the first time anyone had done this in more than 7 years. Over the past year, Led Zeppelin have become the most successful. Their first 2 LPs had become gold records, the most sought after, the most emulated, and one of the most high-priced groups in pop's history. Little wonder then that their LP Led Zeppelin III was released for sale last week. It had already been awarded a gold record. Led Zeppelin are a heavy group. Now, in pop, the word heavy has come to mean several things, and Led Zeppelin have come to embody all its advantages and disadvantages. Heavy means something that's frightfully in vogue, and Led Zeppelin are certainly that. Heavy also refers to the sound, and Led Zeppelin, with their pounding, insistent rhythms and loud guitar work, can easily play havoc with any stereo set. But heavy also means something that's particularly good. And it's here where the word doesn't apply, for it's taken 3 LPs to prove it. Maybe, but Led Zeppelin are probably as much overrated as they're overpaid. Led Zeppelin arrived in pop music at a curious time a year or so ago. It was simply that nothing seemed to be happening. There was no new sound emerging, yet some of the older ones, such as the blues, apparently were losing favor. And there were no new stars, as the former supergroups, such as the Beatles and Rolling Stones, stayed locked up in their recording studios. Led Zeppelin became heroes by default. There just wasn't any competition. Coming from England, where they had been formed after the demise of several well-respected groups, such as the Yardbirds. By the time they reached America, they found their reputations already firmly entrenched. And for a couple of months, Led Zeppelin were probably the most heavily publicized group in history. Aware of all the hoopla around them, the group tried to cool things down, I suspect, with their 3rd LP. It is consciously quieter than all the others, and in this sense, only more experimental. There is even a shift in emphasis away from the interesting guitar work by Jimmy Page to singer Robert Plant's reedy, screechy voice, and this is a mistake. For Plant, when surrounded by a wall of blaring sound, was adequate. But on his own, where everything he does is well into the open, he sounds patently phony. I love that. I got to be honest with you, I like Led Zeppelin III. It starts off really strong with the Immigrant Song, which is maybe just one of the greatest things he ever did. And then, yes, it's a lot more mellow, a lot more acoustic work. The song Gallows Pole is like just a masterpiece. And there's so much great stuff on there. But Robert Plant's voice, come on. Okay. On the louder things, like Immigrant Song, you might not notice this as much, but when everything becomes somewhat subdued, as on the cut Friends say, Plant is not only phony, but hokey. And even if his singing got any better, even then, it would still sound derivative. Beyond this, there's little else on the LP. A few songs throw up reference to things they've done in the past, some more hint at things they might be doing in the future, things they have to do in the future. All the rest of the songs just sit there and eventually start to sink from your memory like lead weights. And Led Zeppelin III becomes too much of too little all at once. Anyway, there you go. That is from November 2nd of 1970, somebody's review of what Led Zeppelin III is all about. And again, it is different. They take a different turn after the first two albums, but man, it is. I think 3 is in its own way just spectacular. And then of course that launches them into the next album, which really became their, I don't know, probably their touchstone once they got to the album after that. Anyway, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Thought you'd really enjoy learning that Robert Plant sounds patently phony and hokey. There you go. All right, anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe. Go to audiomover.com, follow our channel, and with that, have yourself a fantastic day.